here today. We thank God for all that He has done and all that He is doing. And hopefully you had a wonderful Thanksgiving, enjoyed your family and your friends, and you didn't eat too much. Praise the Lord. But we give God the honor and God the praise. And we thank God for our first time visiting. It's a secret. Praise the Lord. And we just thank God for all of you in the right place at the right time. Amen.
Praise God.
Amen. Amen. If you have your Bibles, let's turn to the book of Ecclesiastes. Chapter 3, verse 1. And this is a Youth Sunday, I guess, so we're going to turn the message towards the youth. It will apply to everybody. Everybody there? Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1. It says, to everything there is a season and a time, to every purpose under heaven. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to pluck up that which is planted. A time to kill, a time to heal, a time to break down, and a time to build up. A time to weep, a time to laugh, a time to mourn, and a time to dance. A time to cast away stones, and a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace, and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to give, a time to lose, a time to keep, and a time to cast away. A time to reign, and a time to sow, and a time to keep silence, and a time to speak. A time to love, a time to hate, a time of war, and a time of peace. What profit hath he that worketh in that wherein he laboureth? I have seen the travail which God hath given to the Son of Man to be exercised in it. He hath made everything beautiful in its time. Also he has set the world in his heart so that no man can find out the work that God made from the beginning to the end. Praise the Lord. So we thank the Lord for the word of God. Ecclesiastes says there's a time for every purpose under the heaven. Miles Monroe said that if you don't know the purpose of a thing, you will abuse it. It's inevitable that you will abuse it. So God never does anything haphazardly. He does things purposely. So he has a purpose for you being born, not just to suck up air, not just to work 30 years, retire, get a watch, and go off in the sunset and die. That's not the purpose for you being born. Even though we are working, most people are working, they're grinding. They want to grind out life. You can grind out life all you want to, because life is a grind if you try to grind it out, because there's no hope for you in the devil's system. So everybody wants money, right? Money, 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 right? Why do we want money? All right, because of the purpose.
That's right.
All right. So do you want Iraqi money? Iraqi money. So Iraqi money has no effect in this.
In this society.
All right. So you want the right kind of money, right?
Yeah.
So why do you want money?
The spend.
Amen.
And that includes getting my time.
We want money. Why y'all spend all your last paycheck to go get the lottery? Did anybody win? Oh, nobody won. Oh, okay. I know somebody play. I know somebody play. You want money because it gives you power. It does it not? If you win the lottery, how are you going to work the next day? No, it's going to give you power.
Okay.
So what you want is not money. You want power. So everybody wants power. Y'all still with me? All right, so God gave everything a purpose.
Amen.
He gave everything a purpose, and he gave everything a role and a function. All right, so we're going to talk about purpose today, your role and your function according to the Word of God. Everything's out of course because mankind don't know his purpose, don't know his role, and don't know his function.
That's right.
Okay? So let's go to the book of Genesis. There's a time for everything. So I'm talking to you young people today. There's a time for everything. There's a time for you to be in your father's house. There's a time to be in your mother's house. Stay as long as you possibly can. Burn their lights. Run their water. Use it as much as possible. Because there's coming a time where you're going to leave the house
That's right.
And when you leave, you coming back. Why you coming back? You come back, you got to pay rent. Why? Because you are now an adult.
That's right.
So don't be in a rush to get out of the house. Stay there as long, that's my advice to you. Stay there as long as they'll let you stay. Bring your daddy water, bring your mama water, just minister to them, tell them how good they look in the morning. Just stay as long as you possibly can. Because when you get out here, you're on your own. So when you get out here, you need to know your purpose. All right, so let's talk about it. Now, in Genesis 1, it said, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. And it says the earth was without form and void, and darkness was on the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the waters. Now, the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the waters, but nothing happened until God spoke a word.
Amen.
So when God spoke a word, it connected with the Spirit of God, and He created light.
Amen.
Light. Okay, and then He goes on and He says, and called the light day, and the darkness He called night. So the evening and the morning was the first day. And God goes through these, keep saying God said, till we get down to the point that God makes man. And Genesis 26. And before God makes man, He makes the earth with everything that the man needs to live and rule in the earth. So when He gets to verse 26 in chapter 1, it said, then He said, let us make man in our image, according to our likeness, and let him have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps on the earth. So man was given rulership. His purpose was to rule the earth just like God rules the heavens. And He says, dominate the earth just like I dominate the heaven, rule the earth. And then He blessed them in 28. He empowered them, gave them the ability to reproduce and fill the earth. So your purpose, original purpose, was to act like God on the earth, because God was bringing heaven down on earth. God was bringing His system down on earth, so heaven and earth will be just alike.
Yes.
All right? And God said, verse 29, I've given you every herb that yields seed, which is on the face of the earth, and every tree whose fruit yields seed to you, and it shall be for food. So y'all remember the song, conjunction, junction, what's your function? What is the conjunction's function? What is the conjunction purpose? The conjunction is the glue that holds words, phrases, and clauses, both dependent and independent, together. There are 3 different kinds of conjunction: coordinated, subordinated, and correlative, and it serves its own distinct purpose, but all are working to bring words together. Conjunction, junction, what's your function? So when you get up in the morning, you should sing that song, and what is your function? What is your purpose? You're not just to go out there to go to a job and work without a purpose, without a function. Amen? All right, so I'm going to pick on Sister Malika today. So, y'all remember a few months ago, I came over here and I asked her what was her profession, right? And what'd you tell me? Yeah, at the time. So she's a clinical instructor. She was a nurse, right? And then I asked her, when she get home, are you a professor at home? Well, clinical nurse at home. What are you? Your wife and your wife, your mother at home. So that's your role, right? And with your role as mother, there's different functions you do as a mother. There's different functions as you do as a wife, right? And I asked you, then I said, your profession is not a mother, it's not a professor, but your profession is what? Faith. Right. So our profession is faith. So how are we going to dominate the earth, control the earth without connecting to God? Our profession is faith. So when you go to the job, you're not going there as a professor, you're going there as a professional bachelor of faith in your career field, you're to dominate.
Yes, yes.
You're to be the best of the best.
That's right, that's right, that's right.
So, we are Christian people, but we are living beneath our privileges because we operate in the way of the world.
My God.
Amen.
And if you operate in the way of the world, you will never get the results that God intended for you to
That's right.
get because you operate at a lower level.
That's right.
All right. Y'all have this phone, right? You got it. And it has what? Hey Siri. And he'll answer, right? Who invented that?
Michael Moore.
Peter? You sure?
Yes.
You sure?
God gave him the wisdom.
Yeah, he gave him the wisdom.
No, he didn't invent it. God invented it.
Yes, he did.
Of course.
All things.
God spoke to the tree. Did they answer? He spoke to the land. Did they answer?
Yes. Yes.
God invented it. So there's nothing new under the sun. So now you got these voice-activated cars and voice-activated. God created all that. Why? Because he was expecting Adam to operate in that same level of authority. God never raised his hand to do anything. He spoke to the earth, and the earth brought forth seed.
That's right.
Yes. The origin.
Adam was supposed to speak to the tree, speak to the land. He was supposed to take the Garden of Eden and promote it all over the earth.
Yes, that's the word.
That was his purpose.
Jesus.
We are never supposed to sweat.
Amen.
Woo.
That's true.
Sweat was a curse.
That's what it was.
Yes.
God didn't sweat.